Start. I'm Brynnie Rowberg. I am a second cousin once removed of Joyce Lovro Gabriel, who is taking this video. She has asked me to tell you about my great-grandmother, who is Joyce's great-great-grandmother. Her name was Kari Rowberg. She was born in Telemark in Norway, and I believe 1829. She inherited a library from her grandfather, and it was her great-grandfather who had gone bankrupt at the time when he had the largest library in Telemark. But she inherited the interest in books and reading in general from him, probably. She was also a gifted, very amateur artist, having never had such a lesson in art or anything else in her life. She arrived in the United States in 1874, accompanied by her younger child, my grandfather, Austin P. Rowberg. These were really pioneer days. People living in sod houses and just starting to move into the usual frame houses of the time. Winters were long and very snowy. People were confined to these uncomfortable small houses. By the course of the long winter, people could really go crazy with boredom. To ease the boredom, they took up embroidery, men, women, and children. But there were no patterns and no embroidery cloths on hand. So great-grandmother Kari, who was gifted in this matter, took flour sacks and other pieces of blank material and designed patterns for everyone to follow. She did this for the whole neighborhood. According to her granddaughter, my Aunt Oline, and to my mother, she could take a piece of paper, a pencil, and draw a picture of you, and it would look just like you. I feel that she is the progenitor of all the graphic artists and architectural draftsmen in the family. She lived to be in her late 80s. She's also another member of that family, was a Rowberg who lived from 1653 to 1757. And he never went to a doctor in his life. These are just a few of the more interesting and unusual ancestors in the group. Kari Rowberg was a widow when she arrived in the United States. She took out her own homestead and kept the land the rest of her life, and bequeathed her children, 2 children, got the land only at her death. She was a great believer in rights for women and worked for as much as she could for votes for women. She was truly a remarkable woman. Thank you.
Thank you, Brynnie, and I would count you among those brilliant women myself. And tell me how old you are.
I'm 91. I'll be 92 in August, so...
and the stories that you have to tell are incredible. So thank you, Brynnie.